Let's go over Star Wars Episode 9 when it comes to Luke Skywalker. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, at the very end of this month of May is when all of the actors and actresses will begin training for their roles before they begin filming, leading into the very end of July and August. Also, J.J. Abrams will be directing and filming will begin at the very end of July. Now, looking at Star Wars Episode 9, the final film in the sequel trilogy, these past 3 weeks, we have been learning a whole lot more about the movie itself, all thanks, of course, to that hashtag show, and more about all these different characters, such as Mara and Caro, and even, aside from all of that, the group of male actors in their 20s who will be working directly with Adam Driver, which is said, of course, and assumed to be the Knights of Ren. However, today, we'll be going over additional details of those plot leaks that we have been going over these past 2 weeks or so. Do take it with a grain of salt. I will link those things below in the description. Go ahead and check them out. But looking at all of this, guys, this was a big subject that everybody was talking about on the internet, all the different media outlets, everyone on YouTube, everyone on Facebook, Twitter, you name it. The plot for Star Wars Episode 9 was everywhere. Looking at Episode 9, guys, I really have no clue as to specifically where this is all going to go when it comes to, essentially broadening the Star Wars franchise. What will happen after Episode 9? Will there be another war conflict? That's a question. But looking at the character of Luke, we've always been wondering if he will actually make a return, and some of the additional details on that big plot leak that we have been talking about for quite a while now is apparently that is actually one of the storyboard elements for the movie, is that there's an old bearded man in ceremonial robes with long hair described as Luke Skywalker in front of a black shaded figure in a control room. Now, we have no word on exactly who this black shaded figure really is. This is supposedly concept art or storyboards, if you will. Something very much similar happened with Star Wars The Last Jedi. You guys may remember years ago when we were talking about this on here, of somebody who came across concept art of Luke Skywalker looking at a binary sunset, and that actually turned out to be Luke before his death on the planet Ahch-To, when he's looking at the binary sunset before he vanishes into the sky. So, looking at Luke Skywalker in Episode 9 this past week, Mark Hamill has been dropping a lot of hints on Twitter here and there, deleting tweets about his return, and even, kind of joking around about it a little bit, such as him describing as Episode 9 as the last paycheck. So, looking at Luke Skywalker and the fact that he's got these ceremonial robes on, we do know that he vanished with those ceremonial robes. Now, if you look at, past history with all of the other characters that died, such as Obi-Wan and Yoda, we do know that the uniforms that they actually died in, they appear as those in the Force Ghost form. So I would assume that this is Luke Skywalker in a Force Ghost situation here. Now, we're not quite sure exactly if he's a Force Ghost in this storyboard. There were no descriptions of that whatsoever, just that it's Luke Skywalker appearing as a regular figure. Now, could it be possible, we have heard this from Rian Johnson before with The Last Jedi, that he wanted to introduce these new powers, right? This evolution of Force Ghosts, and starting off with Yoda. He wanted Yoda to be able to use lightning against a tree. Could it be possible that maybe Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost could be the most powerful Force Ghost of all, where he could very well appear to be alive, where you get rid of that blue hue and get rid of that transparency, and maybe Luke Skywalker can essentially appear to be in the living form, just how he was on the planet Crate when he was doing that Force projection. Could his Force Ghost be something like that, to a level of that degree? That's a possibility for sure, but looking at Luke Skywalker in Star Wars Episode 9, we really know very little about his return. All we do know is that Mark Hamill's been dropping a lot of hints here and there. J.J. Abrams has spoken nothing about Luke's return. However, Mark Hamill, in various different interviews, has even stated that, put in a good word for me, and of course, in May of this year. That's when we started getting all these different hints about his return by Mark Hamill. And ironically, this is the month where all of the casting is taking place, when they are hiring all these different actors and actresses portraying these different characters in this movie for this big franchise. So everything will begin filming this July, which we will learn exactly who is going to be involved in this movie. Now, Mark Hamill, how secret can they keep it officially? That's a question open on the table for sure. But what do you think Luke's role is going to be in, of course, Star Wars Episode 9? And who is this black shaded figure? Again, it's like storyboard, concept art. You really can't tell exactly who that figure really is from the descriptions that we're told. So it's just like this black shaded figure. Could it be Kylo Ren? Could it be Rey? We really don't know. Anyways, guys, it is worth noting that Luke Skywalker, at least according to the storyboard and concept arts, that he will in fact be appearing in front of an individual. So yeah, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.